Hello, I'm D-Rex of Pyromaniac.com, and this is the Tom Brady Fantasy Outlook video. I'm going to be honest, I'm a straight shooter. I've got a man crush on Tom Brady. I have ever since his Cinderella season that Drew Bledsoe punctured a lung out of nowhere. Tom Brady steps in and brings the Patriots and what some think is a cheater and Bill Belichick, I think is a genius, his first championship. Tom Brady, since then, has had a charmed life. He's been an unbelievable quarterback. The argument goes hand in hand with who's better, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. He's one of the most polarizing sports figures, that has never done anything wrong to anybody around. People hate the Boston fans, I guess, the quote-unquote massholes that just love their sports and talk endlessly about Tom Brady and how great they are, and David Ortiz and how awesome the Boston Red Sox are. But I think the debate's live. I think Manning's one of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game, and Brady is as well. We're just lucky enough to have them go head-to-head all the time and be playing at the same time. Basically, it's really simple. You got Randy Moss as your go-to guy. We saw what can happen in that world on their near-perfect season in 2007. When Randy Moss broke every record, Tom Brady broke every record, including the single-season passing TDs record. I mean, that whole team was just unbelievable. It's shocking that the New York Giants ended up beating them, but that season was just Cinderella. It was storybook, not Cinderella. It was storybook. But I was watching the NFL Network this week and saw Wes Welker, a guy that got injured late in the season last year. They thought it was an MCL and an ACL, but it was just an ACL. He's back doing crazy routes. He's doing his go-to route, which is 5 yards, cut in or cut out, and Tom Brady reads it. He's probably got a linebacker on him. It's a go-to. It's the reason why Welker is a PPR machine and essentially has a lot of games of over 10 catches. But this guy had surgery in February. The routes that he was running, and I'll put a link to this video of him either on Pyromaniac or attached to this site. I'll do it to this site as this video as a comment. But I was shocked. February. We're here at the beginning of June, and this guy is already literally moving at 80%. It was shocking. I almost hope they don't bring him back too soon, but to see that happening and knowing that every time Brady drops back, he's got his Wes Welker, who's going to start week 1 from what I looked in that video, considering how far away the season is, he's starting week 1. And he might not be himself, but a 90% Welker is better than 95% of the league. He's just an unbelievable go-to receiver. He's a third down back every down for Tom Brady. You got Randy Moss, who is arguably he's probably the second best wide receiver ever to play in the NFL. He'll come close to breaking a lot of Jerry Rice's records. A funny stat that I read today, or my Rain Man guy gave me today, is that if Moss needs 10 touchdowns per season over the next 5 seasons to break Jerry Rice's all-time touchdown record. I think he can do it, but Rice was a workaholic and Moss might not be that, but I believe Moss is misunderstood. Regardless, this is a video for Tom Brady. He's got Moss and Welker. They brought in Torrey Holt, who I think is post-prime, but still, he's a great veteran. He works hard. He catches everything around him, and he's going to be much better than last year when they were trying to work out Joey Galloway, who lasted all of about 3 or 4 games with the team before he was cut. He was done. He had already made his money. He wasn't dedicated to putting in the BB style of effort that you need with the Patriots. They want to win a championship. Galloway's never been on a team that necessarily had that mindset. He's always been a go-to, my stats first kind of guy. Brady had a great season last year. You know, he had 4,398 yards, which was 5th overall. Sorry, that noise right there is me doing laundry. He had 28 touchdowns, which is not great for him, but it tied for 6th. He had the NFL record last year. I remember a funny story. Me and my friend went to go work out. You know, my once a month workout plan happened to be during that the first half of the New England Patriots Tennessee Titans game, that snowball last year. We go in, Brady hadn't done anything. I was pissed I started him because it was in that snowball. Come out from my workout and he had just scored 5 touchdowns. He was just throwing it up to Moss, and it was obvious that Moss is a really good player in snow. But that's the most touchdowns ever in a quarter by a player in NFL history. You know, after the perfect season, or the near perfect season, it seemed like he had sold his soul to the devil, and maybe it had caught up to him. He had just, met and was dating Giselle, who's probably the hottest girl in the entire world. The guy's never had a problem with women. He's basically like Joe Montana-esque that he's a male model. But things since then haven't been all green in Tom Brady's world, other than between the sheets. But from a football standpoint, it's been tough for him. But the guy's ready. He's a top 5 quarterback. And in today's game, fantasy game, quarterbacks are more important than ever. With as many teams that are doing running back by committee, I'm going to be the first to tell you, and if not the first, listen to me and let it be the last. Running backs are not as important anymore in fantasy football as they used to be. I think quarterbacks are the most important. I think running backs are very, very important. You can get, wide receivers are very important. You can get running backs that are in a good situation, on a good team, in a system that they fit into later in deeper rounds. It's not like the days of old when you had to draft running backs in the first 2 rounds. It's just not that way anymore. The quarterbacks score a lot more points. So, I took Brady last year in the 2nd round. That was the first quarterback because, again, I have a man crush on the guy. But Rodgers, Breeze, Manning, Brady, these guys all of them, even Romo and Shaw this year, these guys, Favre, all these guys need to be taken early. These guys are first 2-round kind of guys, and Brady's definitely up there. The guy has the chance to put up for you, 300 to 500 points. Your best running back's not going to do that unless they blow up and do ridiculous things like CJ28 did last year. But quarterbacks are way important in today's game. But, he's 2 years removed from his knee injury. I think this year he's got Moss. Welker's back. Bill Belichick's hungrier than ever. Sorry for all that noise. That's people throwing beer bottles into the trash. Anyway, if it looks like I'm looking around a lot, it's because I'm looking at the timer, and it looks like the preheat's done. Time for me to throw my Lou Malnati's. Got 3 slices left over from last night. It's a great reheat. I'm about to have a terrific leftover dinner. Tom Brady, I don't know. I'm going to take him in the 2nd round. He's too good. I love Romo this year. I love all those guys. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning's the most surefire guy, and so is Breeze that you can get. But I love Tom Brady. He's got the weapons. I think Moss is in a contract year. There's all this talk about Kraft and the New England Patriots not re-signing him. I don't buy that. I think Moss needs Randy Moss, and Tom Brady needs Randy Moss, and Randy Moss needs Tom Brady. These guys are going to be around together. Moss is in a contract year. He's going to fire it up. Welkers wants to prove he's back in full effect.